The next category of arrays are two-dimensional arrays. The next category of arrays are two-dimensional arrays. So what are two-dimensional arrays, and how to declare a what is a two-dimensional array? Two-dimensional array in the sense, these arrays are going to store you the data in the form of rows and columns. Two-dimensional arrays. These arrays will store the data in the form of rows and columns. Okay. To be clear, what it is, they store you the data in a tabular structure. Are you clear? They store you the data in a tabular structure, rows and columns. Fine. How to declare them? The declaration syntax will be same as how you declare like a single dimensional array. How do you declare a single dimensional array? Suppose you want to declare a single dimensional array. This is how we declared, right? But one difference is put a comma here, it will become a two-dimensional array. That's all. Did you get my point? This is single dimensional, and if you put a comma here, there is two-dimensional. ARR is equals to new int of the number of rows, comma, the number of columns. Understood? The number of rows and the number of columns is what you're required to supply here. So I want 4 rows and 5 columns. Clear? What is this? This is declaration and initialization with default values of the type. Yeah, with the default values of the type. And you know that default value of integer is 0. So all are initialized with 0. Option 2. Int ARR is your declaration. ARR is equals to new int of 4, 5. Okay, now second option, same, just declaration syntax varied, that's all. But the process, how you work with a single dimensional array or how you work with a two-dimensional array, both are same. Next, int ARR is equals to list of values. It's not default values, correct? What is it? With given set of values. The same 3 options, guys, what I taught you yesterday, all 3 available now also. Is it clear? The same 3 options what we discussed yesterday are available now also. What's it? Declaration and initialization with default values. Second option, declaration initialization got separated. Third option, declaration and initialization with given set of values. All 3 things what we learned in the last class, now also it is going to be same. Only thing is, to tell the array is a two-dimensional array, to tell the array is a two-dimensional array, the square brace should have a comma here. Are you clear? To tell the array is a two-dimensional array, the square brace should have a comma here. And here you're required to tell the number of rows, number of columns. Yesterday what we're telling is only column size, but today row size and column size. Okay. Let's write a code. Yeah. Someone was asking yesterday, messaged me like how you change your folder and drive. Watch again here. See, follow when I'm writing the code, just concentrate on the classroom first. If you want to change the drive, the command is drive name colon. It will change your drive. If you want to change the folder, the command is cd space folder name. First, drive change. How to change the drive? Drive name colon. How to change the folder? cd space folder name. You don't give spaces and all, it won't work. cd space folder name. Then it will change you the folder. So one more thing I just want to clarify for all the online students. Everyone is pinging me, sending me messages regularly. Once again, I'm telling you, see, 3 links what we give to you. One is Zoom link. The Zoom link is the same every day. It won't change every day. The Zoom link is given to you already. For online students, I'm telling you, the Zoom link is given to you all. And many people are telling, sir, send me today's link. What today's link? Yeah, the same link only. Link won't change every day. We already given the link. Once your card verification is completed and the link is given, to write a program. I just wanted to write a program. Declare a 2-dimensional array. Yeah, yesterday I showed you a code, say, declared a single dimensional array, assigned some values to it, accessed it. I showed you, same we'll try with a 2-dimensional array today. Using system class TD array. Static void main. Int ARR is equals to new int of 4, 5. Okay, na? So we declared an array with a size of 4 rows, 5 columns. Now, console dot write line. Watch it, rows. How many rows are there? 4 rows. If you want to get access to the number of rows, yesterday I said you a method, remember, get length. The get length method will tell you. If you pass 0 here, it will tell you the number of rows. If you pass 0 here, it will tell you the number of rows. If you pass 1 here, it will tell you the number of columns. The same method will tell you the number of rows also, number of columns also. ARR.getLength of 0, ARR.getLength of 1. And if you want to know the total number of cells, if you want to know the total number of cells, you can call length. Length will tell you total now. Understood the difference between get length and length? Get length will tell you number of rows, number of columns. Length will tell you total size. What is the total size? 5 into 4, 20. 20 is the total cells. Okay, watch. Number of rows are 4. Number of columns are 5. Number of cells are 20. Understood? Okay, number of rows are 4, number of columns are 5, and number of cells are 20 is what just required to just get it. Clearer, everyone? Okay. Next. Yeah, I wanted to print all the values on the screen. How many values are there? 20 values, all 20 zeros. First, understand how the array is created. Look, this is how the array is created. 4 rows, 5 columns, where every row has a row index and every column has a column index and every cell has a cell index. And cell index is a combination of row and column. Clear? Cell index is a combination of row and column. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 3, 0, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, and 3, 4 are the cell indexes now. Clearer? Okay, these are the cell indexes. And by default, now in all cells, 0 is only present. Default value 0 only. Just I did not show you the default value, but representing each and every cell index to you. Is it clear? Now, how do you access the value of this cell? By supplying both the two parameters now, row index and column index. If I want to get the value of this cell, what should I write? ARR of 2, 2, where 2 is the row index and second 2 is the column index. And if I say 1, 3, second row, fourth column. Second row, fourth column. Is that clear? Okay, fine. Now I want to print all the values. Now also we can get access to all these values by using for each. Now also we can get access to all these values by using for and for each. Both can be used here. First, let us try for each. First, let us try for each loop. Okay, watch. Accessing values of a two-dimensional array by using for each loop. Accessing values of a two-dimensional array by using for each loop. Okay, so how do we access values of a two-dimensional array by using for each loop now? For each int I in ARR console dot write I plus space console dot write. Are you guys clear? So that's how you're going to use a for each loop. The beauty of for each loop is now also I don't require to tell the number of rows. I don't require to tell the number of columns. Nothing required. If I pass the array to the loop, it will start providing access to the values from the first row, first column to last row, last column. Did you understand me or not? I don't require to specify number of rows. I don't require to specify number of columns. Nothing required. Where it starts, first row, first column, stops at last row, last column. No need to specify anything else. Is it clear or not? Okay. Right. Command prompt. Oh, here it said TDARAY. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Spelling mistake. Next. TD array. Watch. Number of rows 4. Number of columns 5. Number of cells 20. Next I printed here all 20 values. Count it. 20 zeros totally. Clearer or not? Okay. So easiest way to access values for each loop. But guys, remember, you can access it through for loop also. You can access it through for loop also. But if you want to access the values of a two-dimensional, if you want to access the values of a two-dimensional array using a for loop, you're required to write two for loops. Single for loop will not do. You're required to write a nested for loop. What is the nested for loop? A for loop inside a for loop, where the outer loop should refer to the rows and the inner loop should refer to the columns. Did you understand, all of you? Outer loop should refer to the rows and the inner loop should refer to the columns. One loop cannot print the values. What you should use? Nested for loop. How to write? Watch. Accessing values of a two-dimensional array by using nested for loop. Accessing values of a two-dimensional array by using nested for loop. How do you access the values of a two-dimensional array by using nested for loop? Okay, watch it. For each, sorry, for int I equal to 0. And what did I say? Outer loop should refer to the rows. Inner loop should refer to the columns. Int I is equals to 0. I less than ARR dot get length of 0. Get length of 0 means rows. Correct? I plus plus. Now, inner loop should refer to columns. For int j equals to 0. J less than ARR dot get length of 1 j plus plus. See now, inner loop is referring to the columns now. Outer loop is referring to the rows and the inner loop is referring to the columns. Hope you guys are clear. Yes or not? Rows, columns. Okay, fine. Now, if you guys look at this one, if you just guys look at this, how does a nested for loop execute? How does a nested for loop execute? Okay. Basically, how does the nested for loop execute means for each iteration of the outer loop, a complete cycle of inner loop occurs. Understand the description carefully. For each iteration of the outer loop, a complete cycle of inner loop will occur. Okay. What is the meaning of it? Watch. First iteration of outer loop, I. What is the value? 0. A complete cycle of inner loop. A complete cycle of inner loop means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ray. Get length of 1 means less than 5. Less than 5 means 0 to 4. Means for the first iteration of I, a complete cycle of inner loop 0. Now tell me, all these times, what is the I value here? 0? Yes or not? Next, I becomes 1. Again, a complete cycle of inner loop. So all these times, what is the I value? 1. Again, I becomes 2. Complete cycle of inner loop. I value 2. Now, I becomes 3. Complete cycle of inner loop. What is the I value? 3. Now you concentrate on that carefully. In this process, you're getting access to the each and every cell of the array. See? First time 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4. Watch. 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4 are the coordinates of the first row. Second time 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4. Coordinates of the second row. Next 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4. Coordinates of the third row. 3, 0, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4. Coordinates of the fourth row. Are you clear? Means in this process, you can get access to every cell that is present in the array. Every cell that is present in the array. Okay. So watch guys, what I'm writing now. Watch it. Console dot write, ARR of I, comma, J, row index, column index. The beauty of two-dimensional array is I don't require to tell row index, column index. I think I don't require. Just every value will come up directly. Right? Understood? That is the simplest way of writing the code. If you want to write a for each for loop means 2 for loops should be used. Okay. Okay. Run the code and watch. You see that. Got the same output again. Okay. Now? So which one is simple? For loop or for each loop? For each is simple. But the advantage of for each is simple, you are no doubt. But the advantage of for each, you can use it for assignment of values. Last class we talked, for each cannot be used for assignment of the values. You can use it for assignment of the values. And second one is, yours is single dimensional area, 2-dimensional area. Come on, you are fast. What you declared, single dimensional, 2-dimensional. Then you are printing all values in one line and telling it is a 2-dimensional. Print me row by row. Print me row by row. I want to print it row by row. If you want to print it row by row, we cannot do it with a for each loop. We cannot do it with a, why sir? Because for each loop will never tell you end of the row. For each loop will never tell you end of the row. Guys, when you don't know the end of the row, how will it be possible to come to next row? Did you catch my point? When you don't know end of the row, how can you come to next row now? Am I right? So for each loop will never tell you end of the row. So that's why we cannot print line by line. But nested for loop will tell you end of a row. How sir? Guys, concentrate on this. What is the inner for loop doing? Look at the code and answer me. What is the inner for loop doing? Speak louder, right or wrong. Speak out first. I want you to improvise your communication. Come on. What will the inner for loop do? Columns. I'm not satisfied. What is the inner for loop do? Array prints the values of a row. Array, what did you write, man? What did you write there? Print code only, na? Then without telling that, what are you telling nonsense, na? What are you doing there? Tell that. Printing the values of a row pointed by the outer loop. Did you catch my point, dear? Outer loop will tell you 0. Inner loop will print you the values of the 0th row now. Outer loop will tell 1. Inner loop will print you the values of the first 1. Understood? So what is the inner loop doing? Open the mouth louder. Printing the values of a row pointed by the outer loop. Clear? Now tell me. Whenever you come out of this loop, what is the meaning? End of a row. Array, whenever you come out of this loop, what is the meaning? End of a row. This will print you values of a row. Coming out, end of a row now. Now tell me, if I add console dot write line here, am I going to get the output row by row or not? I'll get output row by row now. See, this is the advantage with nested for loop. See the output row by row. Understood? 2 advantages with nested for loop. 1, you can print the output row by row. 2, what is the second advantage? You can use it for assignment of values also. You can use it for assignment of values. But coming to for each loop is only for accessing, that's all. I want to print row by row, not possible. I want to assign, not possible. If you want to assign or if you want to get row by row, you're required to depend on nested for loop only, not a for each loop. Is it clear, everyone? Okay, fine. Shall we try assignment? Array, shall we try assignment? Assignment means for loop, for each loop. For each. Assignment. For loop. Just now talking now. For each cannot be used for assignment. What should I use? For. Okay, just a minute, guys. See this code. How many statements that this loop has? How many lines of code this loop has? One line. So curly braces are mandatory or optional? They're optional. Hey, you have single line of code, curly braces are optional. You don't require to write the curly braces here. Okay, leave it. This is the code for printing the values of a two-dimensional array by using a nested for loop. Okay, now next, we'll try assignment of the values. We'll try assignment now. How to assign? Okay. Assigning values to a two-dimensional array by using, again, nested for loop only. Again, by using nested for loop only. Come on, tell me the code. Code is there. Come on, prompt it. For louder. Int I is equals to 0. I less than. ARR dot. Get length of 0. I plus plus. Come on, yaar, everyone, what is there in your mouth? Open the mouth, I'm telling you. See guys, don't feel shy at studies. If you feel shy at studies, you will never improvise in your life. Understood? Don't sit silently like this. Don't feel shy when you're learning something. The first thing you should be as a student. Come on. Z equal to 0. J less than. Get length of 1. J plus plus. ARR of I comma j is equals to 5. Am I assigning 5? So what is assigned to all the cells? 5. Fives now. I want to assign, start with 5, increment by 5 and assign to each cell. I want to start with 5. Yesterday also we done the same thing, start with 10, increment by 10 and assign to each cell. Now also same, start with 5, increment by 5, assign to each cell. To do this, I'm declaring int x equal to 0. X plus equals to 5. X. Yesterday also we written the same logic only, but yesterday we said x plus equals to 10, and today it is x plus equals to 5. See, started with 5, incremented by 5, and assigning to each cell. The last value will be 100. Clearer? Last day also I shown the same code, guys. First I printed you original values. Second I assigned new values. Third I printed new values. Compare yesterday's program. Only thing is, yesterday we written for first, for each last. But today we reversed it. For each first, for last. That's all. I know meaning of get type. How to declare console.writeLine column. Error dot get length of 1. How to come 1. Why you're talking about get type first, Gopi? What you want is get length. Then why are you talking about get type? I did not understand your question at all now. Get type, get length. Yeah, get length is different. Get type is different. Why are you relating those two? You don't confuse yourself first. Your requirement is to find out the number of rows. If you want to find out the number of rows and number of columns, there is a method called get length, not get a type. What is the method? Get length. For get length, if I pass 0, it will tell you number of rows. For get length, if I pass 1, it'll tell you number of columns. The logic is implemented in such a way, based on the value you provide as a input, you will get that as an output now. That is a method. Yeah, guys, Praveen. Yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah, this is a very important question. Praveen, I'll tell you generally, but Praveen is asked in between only. Array is a value type or reference type? Come on, answer me. Array is a value type or reference type? I said you guys, whatever you're thinking, speak out, yeah. How many times LKG students are better than you? Open, yeah. Irritating me. You right or wrong, answer first. Value type or reference type? Reference type. Arrays are reference types, not value types. How do you identify a reference type or a value type means? I'll tell you, see. Look at this one. Int I did not initialize it. Even though I did not initialize, size of int is fixed now. How much? 4 bytes. Size of int is fixed. How much? 4 bytes. 4 bytes is the size of the integer now. Now see, string str. I did not assign a value. Size is unknown. Until and unless you assign a value, the string size is unknown. But see, even though you don't assign a value here, size is known. Correct? Huh? And here you did not assign a value. Size is unknown. No value, no size is unknown. Okay. Now guys, I'm declaring an array like this. Can I declare an array like this or not? Declaration without initialization. I can declare now. Size is known or unknown? Unknown. Yes or not? At the time of declaration, if the size is unknown, that is a reference type. At the type of declaration, if the size is unknown, that is a reference type. See, int is there. No need to initialize. Size is known. Double, size is known. Character, size is known. Pool, size is known. Date time, size is known. But when you come to string, size is unknown. When you come to array, size is unknown. Declaration time, if you don't know the size, that is always a reference type. So arrays are reference types, all of you remember. It's a very important question in the interviews. Array is a value type, a reference type. Arrays are reference type. If he asks you the question why, because array gives a feature of declaration without initialization. When I declare the array, size is unknown. And if the size is unknown at the time of declaration, that cannot be a value type, or that cannot be stored on a stack, because a stack can allocate the memory only in fixed length. Don't forget the point. Yes or not? When you don't know the size, how can you allocate memory on the stack now? I should allocate the memory on the heap, not on the stack. So this is a reference type. Okay. 11, 12, same video, same date, class I missed visual installation download process. 11 and 12 are same videos. Let me check it out. In Google Classroom, Zoom link won't be there. We don't post it. Problem I'm telling you guys, with online students only, you give your links to other people and others will join without payment of the fees. That is why we don't post Google links there. Sir, why we cannot use same variable for loop and for each loop scope in different? For each loop, scope is different. No, sir. Why we cannot use the same variables? I used the same only. I used the same only. I just used the same I only. Na? Did not get your question, Santosh. I did not understand your question. Don't talk about performance. Don't talk about performance of for loop and for each loop. It is based on the requirement. We need to select it. That's all. Earlier also I said you this point. Are you clear? Int of I comma j of array, not valid. Not valid. You cannot declare int of I comma, j of ARR. You cannot change the syntax. Yeah, what is the syntax? This is the syntax. You cannot define your own syntax. Okay. If you want to define your own syntax, start designing your own language. Follow the syntax, what is given to you. That's all. You can't write whatever you want. Okay. Arun understood. Sorry. Sumant understood. And Arun Kumar, I did not get your point. No, sorry. Santosh Kumar, I did not understand your question. What you're trying to ask, type the code and show me. Yeah. So am I clear? Arrays or not? Value types. Arrays are reference types. Next thing is, yeah, how to assign values to a two-dimensional array at the time of declaration. Yesterday we saw assigning values to single-dimensional array at the time of the last program I shown you. Same way for two-dimensional array, how do we do? Watch. Assigning values to two-dimensional array at the time of declaration. At the time of declaration. How do we do that? Watch it. Int ARR is equals to, open the curly braces. Now it's not a single dimensional array. A single dimensional array, we can give the list of values. It's a two-dimensional array. Because it's a two-dimensional array, every row value should be again enclosed under the double quotes like this. Sorry, under the curly braces. So this is first row. This is second row. This is third row. And this is fourth row. This is how you should assign values to two-dimensional arrays at the time of declaration. So this first represents, it's an array. Under that, simply speaking, yeah, what is this, array of arrays. Are you clear? Each row is one array. 4 rows combined together, array of arrays. That's it. I hope it is clear. Okay. Is about two-dimensional array, assigning of the values. So are you clear with all the methods of the array class? Sort method, reverse method, copy method, get length method, and length property. Length property. Yesterday, someone asked a question, man. Yesterday, just someone asked this particular question. This is a program I have written. No, two, not 1, 2. Yeah, this one. I shown you how to use sort, reverse, copy. Concentrate on this. This is an array, right? First, you printed the values of the array. Afterwards, you called what? When you call sort, the values in the array will be rearranged. The values in the array will be rearranged. All the values that are present in the array will be rearranged. Means it is not going to create another copy of array. It is not going to create another copy of the array. You called sort. The values in that array are only rearranged now. Are you clearer or not? So when I call reverse, that values only will be reversed. When I call copy, that values only will be copied. Someone asked this question, sir, why these values are not copied? When you copy, these values should be copied now. These values are not copied. See the output? See what is copied? The final sorted values are copied. Sir, why not these values? Why these values here? Values are rearranged now. Na? When I call sort, it won't create another array. When I call reverse, it won't create another array. What it will do? It will do all the manipulations under the same array only. Understood my point? You have an array now with all the value. You call sort. In that array only, it'll rearrange the values. You call reverse. In that array only, it will reverse the values. So finally, by the time you come here, these are the values in the array. So those are also copied. Understood my point or not? Okay, it won't create multiple copies like this. If it creates multiple copies, do you know what is the problem? I have 1000 values in the array, 4000 bytes. You called sort. If it creates another copy, another 4000 bytes now. Again, you call reverse, another 4000 bytes. Array, you're wasting the memory. Yes or not? Arrangement will be done under the same copy. Another copy won't be created. Point clear, everyone? Okay. We cannot append. Arrays cannot be modified. Arrays are fixed length. The question is, how can we append element to an array dynamically? Not possible. Arrays are fixed length. If you want to do that, for that we have collections, dynamic arrays. Already said you, arrays are two types, fixed length, dynamic. And last class, what I explained to you is fixed length. Going forward, I'll explain you dynamic arrays. But we did not talk about the dynamic arrays now. What we talked is only fixed length. We cannot append any values to the array dynamically. Not possible. Arrays are fixed length. That's it. Okay. Guys, I have a small requirement here. What the requirement is? I am developing an application. I'm developing an application. An application for a school. An application for a school. In this application, in a classroom, there are 30 students. There are 30 students. I want to, in the application now, I want to store the total marks achieved. Only total marks, guys. The total marks achieved by 30 students now. Are you clear? So I have two options before me. What are the two options? One, to store the total marks, declare 30 variables. How many? 30. Second option, declare array. Which one is better? 30 variables are array. Array, that's why arrays came na. Declaring 30 variables, remembering each variable name is not easy. So what is the better? Array. Tomorrow 100 students are there means 100 variable declaration is complicated. What to do? Array. Single dimensional, two dimensional. Which one? Single dimensional, two dimensional. Array. Single dimensional sufficient. Now why you want two dimensional? Tell me. What I want to store? Total marks achieved by 30 students. Correct na? Then why two dimensional you want? Yeah, single dimensional sufficient na? First student 0th cell. Last student 29th cell. That's all. You have all the students 30. Declare an array of 30. Store from 0 to 29. Over na? Why you want two dimensional? No point of declaring two dimensional here. What is enough? Single dimensional. But I want to store the total marks achieved by students in 4 different classes. Did you understand me or not? I want to store the total marks achieved by students in 4 different classes. Not one class, guys, 4 different classes. Oh, if it is 4 different classes, then compulsory you're required to go for using a two-dimensional array. Compulsory you need a two-dimensional array now. Suppose 4 classes are there. First class, second class, third class, fourth class. Then you cannot go for a single dimensional. This is where you require to use a two-dimensional. Now to declare the array, what you require to do? The number of students in the class now. Suppose the 4 classes have 80 students here. 80 students in each and every class. Okay. Means what is the size of the array? 4 rows, 80 columns. 4 by 80. Correct? What is the size of the array? 4 by 80. 4 rows, 80 columns. Okay, well and good. But actually, guys, I faced a problem. What the problem? The problem is in class 1, there are 50 students. In class 2, there are 60 students. In class 3, 80 are there. In class 4, 40 are there. This is the challenge now. What is the size of the array? Now also 2 by 80 only. Right or not? Now also size of the array is 2 by 80. But understand, if I declare a 2 by 80 size array now, in the first row, I need to leave 30 cells empty. In the second row, I need to leave 20 cells empty. Third row, 0 cells. Fourth row, 40 cells. 30 plus 20 plus 40, 90. 90 into 4, 360. 360 bytes of memory waste. Yes or not? Okay, 360 bytes of space is going to be wasted now. Okay, so this is the challenge before us, how to overcome this problem. If you're working with C, C++, you must compulsory declare an array with a size of 4 by 80 and waste 90 cells of space there. No other option available. Otherwise, declare for single dimensional arrays. Declare for single dimensional arrays. First array, 50 cells. Second array, 60. Third array, 80. Fourth array, 40. But if you think of two-dimensional array, compulsory 90 cells of space is wasted. Is it clearer or not? But what did I say you? The modern programming languages are designed in such a way, they're just going to control all the memory management problems what we faced in the older languages. So when you come to Java and C#, we have an advantage. What is the advantage? We are provided with a new type of arrays here called as jagged arrays. What are they? Jagged arrays. What's a jagged array? Jagged arrays. So listen, guys, what's a jagged array? These are also two-dimensional arrays only. But in a normal two-dimensional array, all the rows should have equal number of columns. Am I right or not? In a normal two-dimensional array, all the rows should have, first row has 10 columns. Means second row, third row, fourth row, every row should have 10 columns only, cannot be changed. Correct? Equal number of columns. Whereas in case of a jagged array, the column size can vary between, that is the difference. First row I have 50 cells, second row 60 cells, third row 80 cells, fourth row 40 cells. No memory waste. Are you clear? You can tell clearly, in this row I want these many number of cells only. In this row I want only these many. See, now memory leaks are controlled or not? Memory wastage is controlled now. If you go with the two-dimensional array in C, C++, what are the only option? 4 by 80. But not like this now. We are given with jagged arrays. Each row can have a different size. Okay. Guys, let's not take this much size. Yeah? Let's not take this much size. 5, 6, 8, 4. Jagging only, na? I'll show you a picture. Watch how it will be. Jagged array. Two-dimensional or not? Tell me. But column sizes are different, same or varying? Vary. That's what jagged array is. Okay. So first row has 5 cells. Second row has 6 cells. Third row has 8 cells. Both row has, now also each row has a row index, each column has a column index, each cell has a cell index. 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4. 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5. 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6, 2, 7. 3, 0, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3. Same only, but column memory management is going to be excellent. No waste of memory at all. Okay, guys. Jagged arrays are also known as array of arrays. That is, in this case, each row is considered as a single dimensional array and multiple single dimensional arrays of different sizes are combined together to form a new array. Yeah, each row is considered as a one-dimensional array. Every row is a one-dimensional array, and multiple one-dimensional arrays of different sizes are combined together to form a new array. That's what we call as a jagged array. Are you clearer or not? Understood? Let us see how to declare this array. I'll declare the same array. I want to declare the same. Let's see how to declare. If you want to declare a jagged array, guys, look at this code carefully. First, int, what is this, guys? Array. What is this? Integer array. What is this here? Integer. What is this? Integer array. Correct? Huh? Understand correctly. What is this? One integer. What is this? Integer array. What is this? Array of integer arrays. Yeah. Hey, understand. Follow carefully. Integer one. Integer array. Array of integer arrays now. Understood me or not? That only said your array of arrays. Array of arrays. It's an array of arrays now. Okay. ARR is equals to new int of. Watch it. How do you differentiate between all the two-dimensional jagged array? Two-dimensional array has single square brace with a comma. Jagged array has two separate square braces. Clearer? Morning we discussed how to declare a two-dimensional array, square brace with a comma. Jagged array, two separate square braces. Okay, now? Now see, what did you tell your number of rows? Sir, what about number of columns? How can you tell the number of columns? Not possible. Not possible, na? Same column size or different column size. So I can't tell the column size now. Are you clear? Okay, listen. To declare a jagged array, first we need to specify the number of rows in the array. Read it carefully. To declare jagged array, first we need to specify the number of rows in the array. Yeah, we specified the number of rows in the array now. Okay, done. I just specified the number of rows. Next. Next, now pointing to each row, we need to specify the number of columns to the row. Did you understand? Understand. Now pointing to each row, we need to specify the number of columns to that row now. Point to the first row and tell how many columns you want in the first row. Point to the second row, how many columns you want. Third row, how many columns you want. Fourth row, how many columns you want. How to tell that? Watch. Look at this picture. Look at this picture. In a single dimensional array, if I say ARR of 0, means I'm referring to the first cell, correct? In a single dimensional array, if I say ARR of 0, I'm referring to first cell or the first column, correct? In a jagged array, if I say ARR of 0, I'm referring to first row, not the first column. Look at the picture. ARR of 0 is first row, ARR of 1 is second row, ARR of 2 is third row, ARR of 3 is fourth row. Are you clearer or not? Okay, now look guys. ARR of 0 means first row in the array, correct? Is equals to new int of 5. First row 5 cells. Come on, continue. ARR of 1 is equals to new int of 6. ARR of 2 is equals to new int of 8. ARR of 3 is equals to new int of 4. Come on, read carefully the complete. First, what did you specify? Number of rows. Second, what did you specify? Number of columns to each row. Declaration will be lengthier here. Tomorrow I have 10 rows. I need to write 11 statements. Sir, lengthy code. No one cares about your code. No one cares about your code. How many times will you write code here? One time only, na? Or will you write code every day? One time. That's it. What is our main goal is performance. Performance is important. Who cares for your efforts? For that efforts only you are paid. Are you getting my point or not? To do this only you are paid. Sir, I need to write this much of coding. Then why are you paying you? Why the company is paying you, guys? Company is paying you for that only. But one time you write the code, understand, performance comes into picture every time now. I run my application 100 times means 100 times performance is important. Who cares your efforts for one time now? Got the point? Okay. So this is how jagged array declaration should be done. Okay. Shall we try this? Guys, here also, by default, all the cells will have zeros only. Default values only, same. Okay. We'll try this, guys. We'll write a program. Watch. Jagged demo.cs. Okay now? Using system jagged demo static void main next int ARR is equals to new int. Next ARR of 0 is equals to new int of 5. ARR of 1 is equals to new int of 6. ARR of 2 is equals to new int of 8. And ARR of 3 is equals to new int of 4. My array is ready with the default values 0. I want to print all these things on the monitor and watch. How many cells totally? 5 plus 6, 11. 11 plus 8, 19. 19 plus 4, 23. 23 zeros should be printed on my monitor now. Correct? Huh? Okay. Now I want to print the values of this jagged array. I want to print the values of a jagged array. Array. An hour back, we tried printing the values of a two-dimensional array by using a for each loop, correct? Yes or not? Can I use the same for each loop on a jagged array and print? Can I use the same for each loop on a jagged array and print? We'll try, guys. Should print all the 23 values now. Okay. How did we write? For each int I in ARR console dot write I plus space console dot array. Remember, this is the same code we used 45 minutes back for printing the values of a two-dimensional array. Now also I'm writing the same code. Come on, let's compile it and execute it. CSC jagged demo.cs. Guys, I got an error. Read the error. Cannot convert integer array to int. We'll be worried now. Where we have an integer array, where did I convert to integer? We have a jagged array, not a integer array. Array, what we have here? Int double question mark. Sorry, double square brace. What you have is a jagged array, not a integer array. But what is this telling you? You cannot convert an integer array to integer. Are you clearer? Okay, let me explain you the error. Look at this, all of you. Just now I explained you. What is this? Integer. What is this? Array of integers. Correct? Huh? What is this? Array of integer arrays. Simple English, yeah, there's no logic, there's no great logic there. Simple common sense, that's all. First one is integer. When I put a square brace, it becomes a array and the square brace. Array of integer arrays. That's it, no? Okay. Now tell me, if I apply a for each loop on this, if I apply a for each loop on this, for each iteration, it returns me one integer, correct? Huh? Tell me, if I use a for each loop on this, for each iteration, it returns a integer. Use the same common sense now. If I apply a for each loop on this, for each iteration, what it returns? I repeat, if I use a for each loop on this, for each iteration, what it returns? One integer, correct? If I use a for each loop on this, for each iteration, what it returns? Array, what is this here? Array of integer arrays. Means for each iteration, what it returns? Integer array. It doesn't return integer. What it returns you? Integer array. Did you catch my point or not? See, when this is an integer array, each iteration will return you integer. If it is an array of integer arrays, for each iteration, what it should return now? Integer array now. Because it's a collection of integer arrays. Every iteration will give you one integer array. Am I clear? Now read the error message. What is the error message? Cannot convert integer array to int. Why, sir? Because look at your code. When you look at your code here, what is this loop returning you? Integer array for each iteration. How are you capturing? Array, how can you capture an array in an integer here? Possible, eh? Not possible, na? Understood my point or not? Can I write like this, guys? Is it valid? I don't understand your confusions, man. Array, when you return an integer, you declared integer variable. When it returns an integer array, you declare an integer array variable now. That's all, na? First it returns integer. If it returns integer, what you declare? Integer variable. If it returns an integer array, what you require to declare? Integer array variable now. See, this one. The name is ARR. For example, the name is ARR. Here also ARR. Names doesn't matter. Here, for each iteration, what it returns? One integer. How are you writing? For each int I in ARR. What is this returning you? Each iteration will return you integer array. Correct na? Then how you should capture? For each integer array. This names, it doesn't matter. Don't look at the names at all. You can use your name also there. In the place of IRRR, I want to write my name Raju now. Problem, no problem. Don't look at the variable names. Variable names are our understanding purpose. That's all. Don't concentrate on that. Here, every iteration returns a integer, declared a integer variable. Here, every iteration returns a integer array, declare a integer array. Did you get my point or not? Are you guys clearer? Okay. Okay. Let me complete. Yeah. So for each iteration, it is going to return you an integer array. If it returns integer array, I cannot print array directly now. Again, I should use a loop on that integer array now. I should again use a loop on the integer array. Watch it. For each int I in IARR. Did you guys understand me? Come on. Anyone has any doubts? Look at the outer loop. What the outer loop returns for every iteration? One array. Pass it to inner loop. Inner loop is printing the values of that array now. Again, the same point. Inner loop is printing the values of the row. Row is nothing but an array. Correct or not? Okay. Now here I'm writing what? Console dot write. Write what? I plus space. Console dot write line. So what I'm trying to tell you is, on a two-dimensional array, I have used a single for each loop and got the values. Correct? Huh? I cannot do it in case of jagged array. I cannot do it in case of jagged array. For jagged array, you need to write a nested for each loop or a nested for loop. Array nested for each loop can be used. Nested for loop also can be used. What I use it now? Nested for each and nested for nested for each. And again, same story, guys. The inner loop has one statement only. So curly braces are minimize the code. That's all. Minimizing the code. So guys, you can look accessing values of a jagged array by using nested for each. By using nested for each. Is it clear? Just a simple common sense apply. What is it? This is not an array. This is an array of arrays. Outer loop will pick one by one array. Inner loop will process that array now. Outer loop will return you one array. Inner loop will process that array. That's it. Okay, watch it. Compiling the code. No errors. No errors. Is it what you declared? 5, 6, 8, 4. Got it as expected? Yes or not? Sir, can I use a nested for loop? Yeah, you can use nested for loop also. You can access the values of a jagged array in 4 varieties. You can access the values of a jagged array in 4 varieties. What are the 4 varieties? We'll show you all 4. Watch. Now, what is the inner loop, guys? For each. You're using on a array now. What array? Single dimensional array. My question is, can I use a for loop there? Come on. Can I use a for loop there? Yeah. Array, what loop? What is the matter? Yeah. You can use any loop. You can use a for loop also there. Means the second style of writing the code. Concentrate on this, guys. First, for each integer array, IARR in ARR. Now what this loop is doing? For every iteration, it returns one row. For every iteration, it returns you one row. One row is nothing but a single dimensional array. Correct? Huh? You can print the values of a single dimensional array by using a for loop. Already you know that. How to write? For int I is equals to 0, I less than I ARR dot length I plus plus, I plus plus. Console dot write I ARR of I plus space and console dot write line. So this is my second style of accessing the values. What's it? Accessing values of a jagged array by using per in for each. Did you understand the code? I repeat again. What is the outer loop returning you? What is the outer loop returning you? One array. For every iteration, it returns you one array. What is the inner loop doing? Inner loop is printing the values of the array by using a for loop now. What is the array name? IARR. What is the array name? IARR. So simple. IARR dot length. Means first time 5 is the length. Second time 6 is the length. Third time 8 is the length. Fourth time 4 is the length. Just to separate the outputs, guys, I want to say console dot write line. Just all the outputs will be combined up. That's way I'm adding a line break there. First time, second time, same output got, see. Is it clear, everyone? Two options I shown you now. Third option, nested for loop. Nested for loop. I can use a nested for loop. Okay, we'll try that also. Watch it. Array. Today I explained you in the morning how to use a for nested for loop on a two-dimensional array. Tell me. For I is equals to 0, I is equals to 0, I less than ARR dot get length of 0, I plus plus. For int j equals to 0, j less than ARR dot get length of 1, j plus plus. Carefully watch it. Console dot write ARR of I of j, not I comma j. Declaration 2 square braces na. Now also same only, not I comma j. For two-dimensional array it is I comma j. Now it is I of j. Two separate. First square brace is representing the row. Second square brace is representing the column. Plus space console dot write line. Right, this is the same code we have written in our back for printing the values of a two-dimensional array. Do you remember? Yes or not? Now I want an answer. Tell me the answer. If I print console dot write line ARR dot get length of 0, what is the output? Array, I'm writing console dot write line ARR dot get length of 0. What is the output? Forgot already, eh? Get length of 0, man. Number of rows. What is the value? Tell me. How many rows are there, yaar? 4 rows, na. Then why you're thinking this much time? Use your common sense, man. What am I asking you? ARR got get length of 0 will print you number of rows. How many rows? To tell that why you're thinking that much time? Confidently answer. If you cannot answer now confidently, what will you go and answer in interviews, man? Right or wrong? First, achieve that confidence, I'm telling you first. Next, get length of 1. What it prints you? Tell me the result. 5. You have 5 columns, 8. Why all of you are giving different answers? For rows, you said all of you said 4. For columns, why are you giving different answer? Because columns are not fixed. Yes or not? Here is the problem now. What is the problem? The problem is I cannot use get length of 1 on a jagged array. I cannot use get length of 1 on a jagged array. Sir, we used on 2-dimex array. Array, for 2-dimex array, all rows have same columns. But for jagged array, all rows doesn't have same columns na. Then how can you use get length of 1 now? Did you get my point or not? First row has 5 columns. Second row has 6 columns. Third row has 8 columns. Fourth row has 4 columns. If it returns the highest value 8, what is the problem, you know? While printing first row, after running for 5 times, if you run 6th time, 6th cell is existing in first row, error will come. Got the point or not? Suppose it returns least value. What is the least value? 4. If it returns least value, it will print you 4 cells only in each row. Remaining values won't be printed now. So highest also will be a problem, least also will be a problem. Sir, then how to write the code? Listen. When you're pointing to the first row, inner loop should execute for 5 times. Am I right? When you're pointing to the first row, inner loop should execute for 5 times. Am I right? Yes or not? Why? First row has 5 columns. When you're pointing to the second row, inner loop should execute for 6 times. Am I right? When you're pointing to the third row, 8 times. When you're pointing to the fourth row, 4 times. Correct? Means the value there should be changing or fixed. Can I say, suppose if I say ARR of 0, ARR of 0 means already said na, ARR of 0 means first row dot length means first row length. How much? 5. Next 1, 6, 2, 8, 3. Correct na? So I'll use I here then. Array, initially what is I? 0. Error of 0 dot length 5. I becomes 1. Error of 1 dot length 6. I becomes 2. Error of 2 dot length 8. I becomes 3. Error of 3 dot length 4. Is it dynamic now? Again, let's add a line break here, guys. And also add a comment also. Accessing values of a jagged array by using nested for. Is it clear, everyone? Nested for. Go and see the output. It should give you the same result now also. Last option. For each and for array. We tried now for in for each. Reverse now. For each in for. For each in for loop. How to write? Write me for loop first. I'll tell you for each. Come and help me in writing for. Come on, yaar. For I equals to 0. I less than ARR dot get length of 0. I plus plus. Now what should I use here? For each. For each. Index in ARR of. ARR of I is your row now. Correct or not? First time, first row. Again, same. Inner loop will always print values of the row. That's all. ARR of I is your row. Console dot write. What? X. Console dot write line. Yeah, again adding a line break there. And a comment also. What is the comment? Accessing values of a jagged array by using for each in for. Previous one using nested for. Here for each in for. Guys, observe it. You should get the same output now also. Check. Are you guys clearer? So what are the 4 options? Nested for each. nested for each. Next, for in for each. Next, nested for. Next, for each in for. Okay, now I'll show you tomorrow, but just answer this question. I want to assign values now. I want to assign values. Okay. Can I assign values by using this code? Just answer me, that's all. We'll show you tomorrow. Can I assign values by using this code? Come on, online students. Answer. Can I assign values by using this code? No. Why? For each loop. It's a for each loop. For each can never be used for assignment of the values. Okay. So one option is out. Okay. Next. Can I assign values by using this code? Yes. Why? Inner loop is for loop. You assign values through inner loop, outer loop. Inner loop is for only, for can be used for assignment. For can be used for assignment. Got it, all of you? Here assignment is done by using the inner loop. Inner loop is for loop and for can be used for assignment. Okay. So in the two, one is invalid, two is valid. Third one is valid. Why? Both are for only. Fourth one, invalid. Why? Inner loop is for each loop. So you can assign the values either by using the second or the third. 1 and 4 will not work. Is it clear? 1 and 4 will not work, guys. What works? 2 and 3. So tomorrow I'll show you how to assign the values by using the second and the third loops. We'll see that. Okay, let's stop here. We'll meet tomorrow.